Hello, today I'm going to be talking about my hallucinations. The hallucinations I've had in the past when I was unwell, and just basically all the hallucinations I've ever had. So, we'll start off in 2015. In 2015, was, I thought I was investigating in paranormal activity, and I was recording things and looking for voices in the recordings, and I thought I was speaking to ghosts. But when I went to stop, I stayed up for like 48 hours, by the way. And when I went to stop listening to these recordings, I could still hear the voices. And that's when I realized that, okay, I'm hallucinating. And then I went to bed and I woke up, and long story short, I ended up in the hospital for 9.5 weeks. And then basically what happened is I got out. I got put in a group home, and then I got kicked out of there, and then I moved back into my mom's. And I didn't really hallucinate much after that until till 2020. So 2020 came, and I came off my medications. And when I came off my medications, I started hallucinating like voices. I could hear voices, and I thought I was speaking to angels. So I thought I was speaking to angels, and I was communicating with them. And it turned into a thing where I started getting tactile hallucinations. A tactile hallucination is when you can feel something touching you. You can feel it. So I would feel the voices playing with my hair, touching my back, and basically I was not only hearing things, I was also feeling things. And I was also actually seeing things too. I was in my mom's basement. That was my bedroom. My bedroom was in the basement. And her house is old. So I thought I was talking to ghosts. And I would see a beam of light really quick. And I assumed that that beam of light was a portal for ghosts to come into the house. But what happened is one night I went to go to sleep, and I couldn't sleep, and the voices were telling me that that they had to do something, and I didn't feel right about it. I felt really scared. I didn't know what they were talking about, but I knew something wasn't good, and basically I couldn't fall asleep, and the voices said 3, 2, 1, on your marks, get set, go. And right after that, my heart started pounding out of my chest. My heart started pounding out of my chest so hard that my legs and arms went numb, and I got really dizzy. And they told me that I wouldn't even... Basically, they told me that I was having heart problems. And I believed it because my arms were going numb. My heart was racing. And I thought that these voices were capable of giving me heart problems. So I felt threatened. I felt threatened every day for the next 4 or 5 months. I felt threatened. I felt like, just like that, my heart could race, and then I just thought I thought the voices were giving me heart problems. So that was my main hallucination, was voices counting down from 3, 2, 1. And then my heart racing. And this would happen probably 6, 7, maybe 8 times a day for the next couple of months. And then I think in September or October of 2020, I came back on my medications, and I would still hallucinate voices. I'd still get tactile hallucinations, but they weren't as bad. So when I got back on my medication, I started to recover. And these voices started to kind of go away. But even after that, like a year later, I would still hear the voices, and they would still say 3, 2, 1, but my heart wouldn't race anymore. And I'm just so grateful that I came to the realization that these were hallucinations and that I didn't actually have a heart problem. I realized that what was happening is the voices were counting down from 3 down to 1, and I realized that I was just having a panic attack from the fear of what would happen when they reached 0. So they'd say 3, 2, 1, and it was the timing. It was bad timing. Right when they said 3, 2, 1 and it reached 0, my heart would start racing because I had a panic attack because I feared what was going to happen when the countdown reached 0. So now I know I was hallucinating and having panic attacks. And I remember looking up panic attacks on YouTube. And I remember watching videos on panic attacks. And I remember basically hearing that when you have a panic attack, like a really bad one, your heart would race really fast to the point where you can actually hear your heart beating in your head, and your arms would go numb and all that. So when I heard about that, I was grateful because I knew then that it was a panic attack. And also, I think in August 2020, when I was still in psychosis, I looked up videos on schizophrenia because from the day I was diagnosed in 2015 up to 2020, I didn't believe I had schizophrenia. I did not believe I had schizophrenia. So when this all happened, I thought it was just a paranormal thing. But I really wanted to believe it was schizophrenia because I didn't want this to be real. So I looked up videos on schizophrenia on YouTube, and I came across a channel. And that's when I had the realization, okay, I think I do have schizophrenia. And that's what made me get back on my medication. And ever since I got back on my medication, I am grateful that I no longer deal with these hallucinations. And I know you can do it too. If you're hallucinating, tactile, visual, auditory, you're hearing things, you're scared, you think you have health problems, or anything related to anxiety and schizophrenia, just remember, you can come back from this. I came back from it. You can come back from it too. You just got to take the right steps. And the first step is acknowledging that you have schizophrenia. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anyone. But if you're already diagnosed and you don't believe you have schizophrenia and you're going through a similar thing I went through, maybe it's time to realize that you're not actually in danger and you can come back from this. So yeah, those were my hallucinations: tactile, auditory, visual. But I also had a smell hallucination. So when my heart would start racing, I'd get this strange smell in my nose, and I really didn't like it. And that's how I knew that the panic attack was going to come on. And yeah. But yeah, so 2015 I hallucinated a little bit for a day or two, and then I kind of stopped hallucinating, but I was still paranoid and delusional, and then got put on medication and all that. And then in 2020 I came off my medication, and that's when I had really, really, really intense hallucinations. And now I know I have schizophrenia, and like I said, I'm grateful. And yeah, those are my hallucinations. I hope this video helped you in some way, or maybe made you realize that you're all right and you're not in danger. But yeah, that's my video on my hallucinations. My name's Gabriel, and I have what they call schizophrenia. And make sure you subscribe if this video was interesting. And yeah, I'll see you later, Warriors. Have a good day.